I am Evelyn, and this is Devin, my co host for today. And he's going to ask me some questions, and I don't know what they're going to be about, but I'm going to try to answer them to the best of my knowledge. Okay?
So we just came off of the election. We've had time to adjust to the news. How did you feel when you first heard Trump won the election?
Oh my God. I got a video out there. I went berserk. I lost it. I just couldn't believe that he won. I just didn't believe that we was at this state. And I don't think nobody else believed it in outside America and inside America. I don't think anybody believed that we had went this far because he had said so many things, taking away a woman right and gonna send the people back overseas and all that stuff. And it just drove me. But I'm good now. I've had time to adjust that we get what we get. We get what we put out. I see it like that. So we got to endure this hardship because that's what we've been doing. We've been putting out karma and it's coming back. And we got to adjust to what it's about. I'm okay. I'm okay. I have I have the spirit within me, and I go within, and I get it's a relief valve. When you go within, you can accomplish anything, and you can do anything. You can have peace of mind. That's what I like to say.
And so after saying all that, you have a better understanding of what you're gonna do moving forward.
Yes, I'm gonna keep my eyes on the prize, and I'm gonna be the prize in my life. I'm gonna be make myself happy, and I know I did what I was supposed to do, and I'm pleased with whatever the result is and whatever happened. I'm pleased with that. Yeah, because your vote is your power, and we gave our power to who we wanted to give it to, which I didn't. But we're in the boat, so everybody in the boat, we got to work with it. So I'm happy with it. You know, I hope everybody else can uh, come to an understanding. Whichever way you voted, you get what the voters mostly wanted. The biggest majority wanted that. So we're gonna have peace. Those that did what they could, you should have peace of mind that this is not about you. It's about the ones that voted for this results that we're gonna have.
So I'm under the opinion that after all that's transpired, people need to take a break from just consuming media online and on TV. What's your thoughts on that?
I think that's true because when you look at it, you get angry. And when you hear them talking about what we need to do, what we need to do, they've been saying that for 10 years, what we need to do. They also been talking about how bad a person is and showing everything. And that's what we wanted. So I think people need to take a break and uh, regroup and find out where they're going and what your life gonna be like and who you want to be, and just cut off the media. Let the ones that um, I think made this happen. Let them push whatever they want to do. That's the way I feel about it. And some folks say you just gonna give it all to them. You can't keep fighting. You just can't keep fighting uh, when you can't change people. The more you fight, I think the more they dig in. And then once they dig in and concrete their feet, ain't no need you fighting them. You have to just let it work itself out because they're gonna get tired of fighting themselves. They're gonna get tired of knocking themselves upside the head. They're gonna get tired of uh, getting the bad end of what the decision that they make. You know, everybody make a decision. Either you're gonna make a decision to get up or you're gonna make a decision just to lay there. Everybody have to make their own decision. And my mother used to tell us, uh, the bed you make, you gotta lay in it. And she used to say, the bed you stir, you got to lay in it. And I mean, if you stir a hard bed, you got to lay in it. So I think the ones that voted for this election, this they bed. I'm not laying in it. Not in my spirit or in my mind. I might have to go through difficult times, but I just want people to know, don't let your mind, let not your heart be troubled. We got to believe in a higher soul, and that higher soul is in within us. And he ain't in the sky, he's in you. And I've been saying that on my podcast. Look within yourself. And I think people gonna begin to look into themselves, because what's taking place now, you're gonna have to find a different way of thinking. Don't you think that's where we gotta go?
Well, my thing is, once people let go of these fake communities online and actually start making relationships with physical people, I think that's the actual step we're gonna have to take to get somewhere. Because a lot of people got these fake relationships, false idea of who people is. They see on TV, they think they know them. I'm like,
You don't know them
you
people.
don't know them people.
Okay.
Get to know the actual people who live around you and actually spend a good amount of time with them.
But you know, people don't want to spend no time with you. They just want to engage in this these phones. Everywhere you go, people got their phones. They don't want to engage. And I think that's why we're where we're at now, because we separating ourselves and getting into technology and the internet and all this stuff. And it, like you explained to me about the the hits that I'm getting, because what you said that Andrew.
So how the algorithm is set up off of human behavior.
Yeah,
addiction pattern.
you need to explain that more. I understand it, but it's pulling us in a bad place, and I don't think people are getting what is it. It's good in its in a way. We can get information, but then we getting a lot of bad information, and I think this is one reason this man won, because they had so much money and they put so much money out there, and people was hearing all this stuff. But I still believe sometimes you gotta want it in order to believe in it, because if you don't believe in it, I don't think you'll accept it. You'll start researching and try to find out. I don't like the way this sound, and I got to do some research. But people show you who they are, because if you're doing something I like, if you playing music, for instance, and I like that music, I'm gonna start moving with the music, because it's a part of my vibe. So that these folks that voted the way they voted, they can lie all they want to. They was engaging in that. That was something they liked it about that guy. And so they brought it into real life. That's who they are. I believe that.
Because I think about it, it's the going back to denial. It's like if you like some and you got a lot of shame about it, you'll deny it, but that don't stop you from liking it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, and that's what I feel. I'm like, own it. It's all right.
Well, you know what? We lie to ourselves so much. I'm learning since I began to learn. I found me, and I have stopped so many lies that I have told myself. You know, I've told myself I ain't gonna do this no more. And then I say, you know what? You've been saying that for a long time. And every time you go in that store, you get that same thing. You say you wasn't gonna buy no more. And then I just put it back. Just take it and put it back. That's growth right there. When you can own it and admit it and work with it. But people, I ain't gonna let that bother me. You lying. You think about it all night, all day, and that's what coming to you because you done and told a lie. And we done lied so much. They'll tell you in a minute, oh, that ain't the way it is. But that's the way it's going.
Mhm.
So if that's ain't the way it is, it would be going that
this
way. And people, America done lied to themselves, and they done lied to black folks, and we don't buy it. They done lied to white people, they don't buy it. They done lied to the poor, and they don't buy it. So we got to come to the truth about the matter. I think that's what we gotta do. Own our shit. Own it. And when we own it, we'll get a relief and we'll go further and we will do better. But if we don't own it, take responsibility for what you think and dig that up and plant a better thought. That's what I think about my situation. And I'm growing. And I think, God for me, my growth. I own a lot of stuff I used to wouldn't admit.
As I think about how our society is based on consumerism and just on consumption, and to me, that's why it's hard for people to own it. Because when you hardly make anything, you don't feel like you got ownership or control over everything. It's always somebody else doing it because you just consume. So you like, I ain't got no control. I'm just a consumer. So to me, until we really start making and understanding processes, which people don't like to have to do any critical thinking, that's what's the harm of just being a consumer society do to you. You don't know where nothing come from, how it's made, who doing what. You just eat. They could be feeding you poison, but you just eat.
That's true.
So until people really want to know and that's where ownership comes from. You actually understanding what's going on and being a part of making stuff.
But how many people think that way? How many people?
Because we're trained up to be consumers, so that don't encourage critical thinking.
Even people that got money, even people that got an education, it's not about that. It can't be about that. It's got to be like you said. You just buy stuff, and we are the biggest spenders as black people. We spend more money than anybody. And if we think we go to these nail shops, ain't nobody there but us. We assume it. You're right. We're a consumer, and we think little about it. And most people think little about us because they know we don't have the ability to think.
That ain't just black people, though.
No, I'm just saying I can talk about us because I know I've been around us more than I have been around anybody else, and I know we just spend money and buy stuff and don't wear it. Got tags on it. I know, Now you like you said, I don't try to speak for everybody, but the ones that I do know, I do try to speak for it. But that's a good thought now.
Cause I just put it on the broader being a consumer-based society where you erase more because you don't understand what go into making stuff. People who make it ain't gonna waste it because they know how much time and effort they put into it.
Yeah.
But if you just swipe a card, press a button, and a piece of furniture comes, some clothes come, you ain't had to really put no effort into it. Of course you gonna throw it away. And of course you ain't gonna wear it.
That's true.
Because you ain't put nothing into it.
That's true because years ago we didn't have it like that. We had to make do. And so we wore our clothes till they fell apart and the shoes till they hurt your feet. But now we got so many. I got so many they dry rotting. So we have to own up to our shirts. We have to own up to it. And once we own up to something and let that be a part of our way of changing the way we do and the way we spend our money. That's why they took the cash out, because the card is easy to swipe. But now I've had $100 for about 3 or 4 weeks, $100 in cash.
Mm-hmm.
And I will hold on to that cash money and swipe that card. It's the same thing though, but I want the cash in my pocket. And I think I got about $40 of it, and I could have spent it, but I have swiped that card.
Mm-hmm.
And that is true right there. That is so true. And we got to be mindful of how the system is set up for us to do these things. They've taken out cash and getting young folk cards in
Like I said,
college.
you ain't even got to have a card no more. It's pressing a button.
Well, I ain't got that for it yet though. But I'm saying they give children cards in college.
Mm-hmm.
No, they don't have no job, and that's getting you addicted.
The credit,
Yeah, getting you addicted to, and we fall in them traps. That is a good thing we are talking about. I think so. It helping me, okay?
Because it all goes back to these big corporations, social media. They all studied human behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And what do people do in stressful situations?
Yeah.
They try to numb
it. Oh, yeah.
And you can numb with food, shopping. They
Drinking.
like to pigeonhole and paint certain addictions as worse than others, but it's all trying to numb.
It's addiction, that's right.
And it feeds the addiction that keep you coming back, and that's just what the goal is, to keep you consuming to numb. And until people feel, that's the thing. That's what numbing do. They take away the feeling, but you got to feel it.
And that's in alcohol or food addiction, anything. And then people look at how big she is. Ooh, I wouldn't let myself get. Look how you addicted in spending money. You're addicted in lying. You're addicted in buying. We addicted in food. But like you said, we'll pick out a certain part of what we don't have to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not bothering you, then you can make fun of. Oh, look how big she is.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know she don't want to be that big, or he don't want to be that big, and they know you're looking at them, and they're in pain for being that big. Well, if you're a spender and you running up credit cards and you can't pay your bills and you can't sleep at night because you owe everybody, and you done bought stuff you don't need, and you're just trying to be who you're not, you addicted. You just as worse as the biggest loser or the fattest person it is. I think so.
Because it's easier to hide. It ain't as obvious. Somebody who big is
you can see
they can't hide it, but other people can hide theirs better.
Yeah, because they addicted to spend their money, your money, my money, and anybody's money.
Mm-hmm. And it's not as obvious.
Yeah,
that's why I say I don't never let what the outside look like trick me, because I know everybody look like they got it going on is full of shit.
That's it.
So you not gonna trick me.
And they ain't constipated. They just chug with lies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you not tricking me. I say you might as well be honest, because I ain't gonna believe your lie.
But what I've learned more about people now. I got some addiction, and I'm like eating. I love sweets, and I don't need them, so I'm aware of it. So that makes me be able to deal with it. Mm-hmm. I talk to myself now. You need to buy no more of that chocolate, and you need to go put it up. And I talk to myself like a child. It helps me. I can't tell you how to do yours, but it helps me to plan out what I'm going to stop doing and admit it. And when I do it, I'm like, you just lied to yourself. I admit that. It helps me to make a better decision. It does. And sometimes people don't know how to deal with their addiction or their decision, but I'm learning how to deal with it, and it don't take me down. I can move away from certain things. Like they say, we're going to always have to eat. We eat to live, but we don't have to live to eat.
Because that just go to managing stress and planning stuff
Yeah.
out and having healthy routines. If you know you got to clean, just set a day aside. I'ma clean this that day. Instead of letting it just pile up and you get overwhelmed and now you just shut down.
And that's what we do with debt.
That's how we do everything. We let it build up and now we overwhelmed. And what we got to do? Try to numb because we overwhelmed. Have your steps in place. It's a lot of stuff we can't get ready for, and that's when our adrenaline come in. But you should not be using your adrenaline every day. That means you not getting prepared
for the situation.
You already setting yourself up to get addicted because you're not preparing yourself for what you know coming.
Yeah.
You can't prepare for what you don't know, but the stuff you know,
it's coming.
You better get yourself ready and stop playing fool.
Well, we're going to do segment 1 or segment 2, or are we going to end this and start another? You can cut off what I'm saying. You know how to cut that off.